So, is this the fastest budget lens? Is this maybe the best portrait lens? And should you have this prime in your collection without a doubt? And at 1.4, is it bokeh or bokeh? It's bokeh. Okay, it's just bokeh. It's not bokeh. Okay? Okay. To not bury the lead, it is the Rokinon 85 1.4. So this thing is amazing, and I got it on one of those Cyber Monday deals for like $349, which I think when it first came out, it was like $699 or $799, something like that. And now it's gone back up in price and it's $529. But even at that, I would buy it knowing what I know now. So I'm gonna give you a few reasons why I think you should pick this lens up. And instead of just telling you and you looking at my stupid face in this way for so long, I'm gonna show you some examples. And while doing so, I figured you can just watch some of my B-roll footage and I'm gonna tell you a story. So there isn't dead silence. You can mute it if you don't like my story, but I figured I'd tell you something interesting about what I've learned about using my crazies against myself to better myself. So I have what one might call is on the spectrum of OCD, and there's certain things I need to do during the day to help me get through the day. And one of those at the beginning of my day is making my bed. I have to make my bed or I can't consider my day have started, or I can't start my day until my bed has been made. Now, another thing that I've been trying to do is get back in shape and just at least do some push-ups and sit-ups. So now what I've done is to make my bed, I have to do 50 push-ups and 50 sit-ups, or else I can't make my bed and therefore my day can't start. And it's so funny, I'm now like completely motivated. I've been meaning to get onto this sort of routine for years and I just can't do it. I give myself this limitation and all of a sudden I'm doing sit-ups and push-ups again. So it's pretty amazing that you can use yourself against yourself to better yourself. So that's my quick story while you saw some of the B-roll. So there are a few reasons why I think you should have this lens in your bag at any given time. One, because 85 is a very interesting reach for me, and everybody knows this is like the perfect portrait lens length to have, and I couldn't agree more. Now, I'm not a photographer, I'm more of a videographer, but you can do video portraits. But to be honest, the real reason I got this was the 1.4. I love that depth of field. I'm just really surprised at how well the autofocus is working. The minimum distance is a lot better than I thought. I think I'm like, okay, it's still, I think right about here it loses me. So I'm about a foot and a half away, maybe 2.5 feet away. I'm not really good at judging, but this is really great for what I need it, which is just artistic, cool looking lenses on a budget. This is just my initial take of it, testing out, sort of seeing what the autofocus was, how quick and responsive it is, and it feels natural. I initially could hear some hunting, but it's still quiet enough where I think a lens like this, I'm going to be doing a lot of the B-roll sort of product shots or some artistic B-roll. Again, for the price, it's shocking. And why not get a lens like this if you can get a lens like this? I am a budget sort of conscious buyer. I don't just get things to get things. So that's why this is my second Rokinon. If you've been thinking about buying this lens and you are a videographer, cinematographer, even photographer, you could imagine it's going to work just as well with the eye autofocus on. So I had this in my Amazon list for a while, and then there was a Cyber Monday sale and it was $349, and I was going to tell my wife to buy it for me for Christmas, but instead I just bought it myself, and it's not Christmas yet, and it's my own personal gift to myself, and I'm so thankful I did. So even at $529, because I believe the price has gone back up to its normal range, but even at that price of $529, I can highly recommend it, because the Sony G Master 85 1.4, which I heard is not as good in some comparisons. I would love to test them out, but from what I can hear, it's not worth, I guess, $18.99 or whatever the comparable price is. I could buy a whole army of Rokinon lenses for that price, and you probably wouldn't know the difference. The image quality is something you can judge for yourself. I just took it around the neighborhood. I shot some trees and some flowers and then used it to sort of test the eye autofocus and the minimum focusing distance. And I just think you should judge for yourself. And I'm not sponsored by Rokinon, but I would. Just call me. I'll review anything you got. I'm a fanboy now. Samyang Rokinon, call me. Anyways, yeah, so I can highly recommend it, but I've paid my own money for it. I should probably been buying other people gifts, but I bought myself this. So again, great depth of field, great autofocus, and the image quality with the price is hard to beat. That's my take on it. My name is Brian Catalano. Thank you for your time and attention, and I hope this helps you figure out what lens you should buy for yourself for Christmas or for others for Christmas, and consider liking and subscribing. It helps me out way more than you know. Okay, love you guys. Bye.